Today on Max Handy Gadgets, we're making delicious sous vide pork chops that are tender and juicy. So let's get started. Alright, and today we're using a nice center cut pork loin. Let me see if I can show you the brand. It's a Smithfield brand center cut pork loin, and it's 5 pounds. Look at that. Alright, we're going to cut 2 really thick pork chops right out of the middle here, but first, let me get it out of the package. Alright guys, here it is out of the package, our beautiful 5-pound center cut pork loin. And we're going to cut some really big chops out of the middle here. So let's do that. Alright, let's cut this right in half, about right here. Alright, look at that. Doesn't that look nice? Alright, we're going to go ahead and put this aside, and we could probably use it for other things like making some more chops, only a little thinner, right? Okay, let's put this aside and we'll save it for later. Alright, now we're going to be cutting some really thick pork chops from this center cut pork loin, and I wanted to show you just how thick they are. We're going to use a ruler, and we're going to cut them about 2 1/4 inches thick, right about right there. That's thick enough. Alright, let's cut one. Wow guys, that's really a thick pork chop. Really thick. Alright, let's put that down here where you can see it better. It's big. And we'll go ahead and cut another one at 2 1/4 inches thick, about right there. Okay guys, let's see how we did. Look at that. Look how thick it is. Can you see it? Really thick. Nice. Alright, let me put this down here where you can see it good. And we'll put this away for something later, like tomorrow. These come in handy, these pork center cut pork loins. They really do come in handy. You can make a multitude of recipes from this. Alright, let me put this aside. Alright guys, there they are. Look at those pork chops. They are definitely big. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pat them dry. Flip them over. Now we're going to take our Morton's kosher salt and we're going to put that on there. And some black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. Now you can season this however you want guys. A little bit of smoked paprika and some rosemary. Pat that in. Flip them over. Let's do the other side. Put a little salt. This is quick and easy guys. Nothing hard about this. Put a little black pepper. Garlic powder. Onion powder. We like our onion powder. And we definitely like our smoked paprika. Put that on there. And some rosemary. Pat that in. And we're going to go ahead and put them right in a Ziploc bag. Just like that. Look at them. They look really nice in there. Alright, to make our thick center cut boneless pork chops really tender and juicy, we're going to get our Instant Pot out and we're going to sous vide these until they're really tender and juicy. So let's get started doing that. Alright guys, now to sous vide our nice thick pork chops, We're using the Instant Pot Pro Crisp today, and it's an 8-quart model. And we're going to take our pressure cooker lid off, and we're going to fill our Instant Pot insert with some water. Alright, we filled our Instant Pot insert with water. Now this is the 8-quart model, like I said, and we filled it to about 4.5 quarts. Now we're going to go ahead and take our well-seasoned, thick pork chops, and we're going to put that right in there, just like this. Push down, and let the water displacement method seal that bag up nice and tight. And before we seal up our bag, I like to add a little bit of liquid smoke. Now this is about a tablespoon of liquid smoke. Put that in there. Now the trick here is to put a straw in here to get most of the air out, or almost all of it. And now we submerge our bag until it's almost up to the top, and you better start zipping it up. Just like that. See that? All the air is out. Now we'll go ahead and make sure it's zipped up tight to the straw. Pull out the straw and zip it up. And there it is. Now all we have to do is put our lid on and set our pot. Alright, let's set our Instant Pot Pro Crisp to Sous Vide. And we're going to go 2 hours at 137 degrees Fahrenheit and hit start. Now that's all there is to it. And our Instant Pot will take care of the rest, and it'll be done sous vide in about 2 hours. And I'll bring you back when it's almost done. And for you, it'll be just like this. For me, I'll see you in 2 hours. I guess you know what it's time for now, don't you? We're going to have a nice cold snack. That sounds good. Alright guys, our sous vide pork chops are done. Let's hit cancel. And let's take a look at them together and see how we did. Alright, let's open the lid of our Instant Pot and let's see how we did. Alright guys, let's take a look. Wow, don't they look nice? And they got plenty of juice there. Alright, let's go ahead and get these out of the plastic bag. Alright guys, here they are. Look at those pork chops. They're all wrapped up in that bag. Now let's get them out of there and we'll pat them dry. Now, don't forget to save your juices because it makes a delicious gravy. Okay, put that aside. Wow, they look really good. But we're going to make them look even better because we're going to sear these nice pork chops in our cast iron skillet and form a really nice crust. But before we can do that, we need to pat them dry. Don't rub them dry, pat them dry because you don't want to take off any of that good seasonings. Alright, they look really nice and dry, and they're tender and juicy in the middle. I can tell because they're nice and soft and moist. That's good. Now all we have to do is get ready to fry these babies up in our cast iron skillet and put a nice crust on them. And I can't wait to have a bite of these. They're nice and thick, and hopefully they're real tender and juicy in the middle, right? Alright, and today we're using our nice large cast iron skillet, and we're going to set our burner temperature to medium high. And we're using high smoke point oil today. It's a peanut oil, and we're going to put some of that in the pan. And we'll let our pan get smoking hot. Okay, our pan's smoking hot. Now we're going to take our really nice seasoned sous vide pork chops, and we're going to put them right in there, just like this. Now we only need to sear them on both sides for about 1 minute each side. Then we'll do our edges because we like to crisp up any fat that's on there. And that really does smell good already. Okay, it's been almost a minute. Let's see how we're doing. Wow, that looks good. Let's check this one out. Beautiful. Okay, at this point, I'm going to put some butter on there. Gives it that nutty butter flavor. Alright, it's been about another minute. Let's see how we're doing. That's perfect. Alright, let's put some butter on this side. Okay, let's do our edges. We'll stand this one up for a minute and we'll do the edges on this one. Alright, here we go. Okay, let's flip it over. Okay, that's done. Let's go ahead and stand that up on the side. And we'll do the edges of this one. Okay, let's flip it over. Okay, let's flip this one over again. Okay, that's perfect. Alright, our seared pork chops are done. Let's shut off the burner. And let's get them out of there. Look at them. Boy, are they done nice. And I bet you they're tender and juicy in there. Still soft. Perfectly done. I'll bet you they're going to taste good, and I can't wait to have a taste of these. So let's just go ahead and have a taste. Okay guys, here they are. Our perfectly cooked sous vide pork chops. And I'll bet you they're going to be tender and juicy. Just like we want it. Boy, we got a nice sear on there. And these really do smell good, and I can't wait to slice into these and just see how we did. So let's do that. Okay, let's get into this one right here and see how we did. Oh boy, guys. They're beautiful. Tender, juicy, and lightly pink in the middle. Let me see if I can show you. Look at that, guys. Can you see how juicy that is? The juice is just running out in my hands here. And the crust on there is just perfect. Really juicy. Okay. And lightly pink. Alright, let's move this aside for a minute and we'll do this one. See how we did on this one. Yeah, that's really tender and juicy. Look at this, guys. Look how tender and juicy that is. Let me pick it up so I can show you. Look at the juice coming out of there. It's got the wiggle test and everything. Really nice. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get ready to plate these up on a nice serving tray. Alright guys, I just thought I'd show you just how tender these are. Look at this. Can you see that? Look how moist that is. That is just beautiful and lightly pink. And boy, do they smell good. And we went ahead and made some French green beans to go with it. And we did make some gravy out of the drippings in the pan and the sous vide process. Yep, we went ahead and made some. So let's put some of that on there. A little bit up here. And we went ahead and put the rest of that in a little bowl so everybody can have a taste of that delicious gravy. Okay guys, there you have it. Our perfectly cooked sous vide pork chops that we seared in our cast iron skillet. And wow, did these turn out good. Now we sous vide these for 2 hours at 137 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we went ahead and seared it up in our cast iron skillet, and boy, does that smell good. You know, I've been licking my fingers every once in a while, you know, while I've been preparing the gravy and everything. Okay. All right, this smells way too good. I'm going to have a taste, like right now. And let's see how tender it is. Okay, here we go, guys. Beautiful crust, nice and moist. Yep. Okay, let's have a taste. Boy, do they taste good. And let me tell you, they're definitely tender and juicy. You're gonna love these. And your guests will too. They'll be back for more. Go ahead and make them this way, because I know this won't last long. You know, even if you had leftovers, you could make sandwiches out of it, you know, the next day. But right now, this is really, really tasty. The pork chops here are so good, you'll probably never do them any other way again. Yep, I'm telling you, they're delicious. Okay, let's have a taste of our French style green beans. The green beans are delicious. All right, you know what'll go good with this, since we're having this for a nice dinner? A nice chilled glass of red wine. Doesn't that sound good? It really does. Alright guys, if you're enjoying these videos, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Perfectly cooked sous vide pork chops that we seared in our cast iron skillet. And boy, are these tasty. You're gonna love these. Alright, I just have to have another little taste. Don't tell anybody. Look at that. Beautifully tender. Okay. Boy, are they good. You're really going to enjoy these.